Hi, in this tutorial, we learn to visualize the relationship between two categorical variables. So as you can see on the screen, MPG category is one categorical variable and the origin of the car is another categorical variable. And we'll use a plot something like this to visualize the relationship between these two categorical variables. And as you can see here, that low category in MPG doesn't have any values in Europe or Japan. So Japan and Europe do not have any cars with low MPG category, whereas USA has the highest number of cars with MPG medium category. So you can infer loads of other meaningful insight from these relationship plots between two categorical variables. And we'll also look at how to generate the heat map, which is effectively the same data, but represented as a heat map. Okay, so the data which we will be using for this tutorial is called MPG, and it's freely available from UCI machine learning repository, and it looks something like this. It has got MPG, it has got cylinders, weights, so on and so forth. Um, so I'll just delete all the variables here. All right, so first we will start by importing the libraries. So we'll use Pandas and Seaborn. So I'll just import the libraries. Import Pandas as PD, import Seaborn as SNS. Also, we'll use matplotlib to generate the some of the plots. So I will use import matplotlib dot py plot as plt. All right. To start with, we'll load the dataset from SNS library. So SNS Seaborn has got a load data set function, and if you give it the name MPG, it will load the data set. So I'll just run this code, and when I run this code, you will see that there's a data frame has been loaded onto the memory. Then what we will do is we'll create a categorical variable out of a continuous variable. So this MPG is a continuous variable, but we will create a categorical variable out of this continuous variable, and we'll use function pandas cut function to do that. So we'll create a new column df MPG category, and we'll use pandas cut function, and in this function we'll give data as the MPG column. And effectively what we are saying here is that take the MPG column, divide the data into different bins, so 0 to 15, then 15 to 30, and anything more than 30. So there are 3 bins here. So INF stands for infinity, and these divide the data into these bins, and then label each bin as labels. We'll use the labels as low, medium, medium, and then high. Right. So effectively what we are saying here is that if the MPG value is between 0 and 15, create a new column called MPG category and put it as low. If it's between 50 to 30, put the value as medium, and if it's more than 30, put the value as high. And when I run this piece of code, you will see that the data frame will have a new column called MPG category, which is towards the end. So this is the MPG category. I'll just make everything smaller, and you can see if the MPG is 15, the value is low. If it's more than 15, the value is medium. If it's like 14, the value of this MPG category column is low, and there's a high value as well. So this is the high value. So if the value is MPG value is more than 30, the MPG category is high. Okay, so we'll use this categorical variable. So what we will now try to do is we'll try to and before that we can print the frequency as well. So if we create a frequency variable, and then we can say df, we would like to see how many cars belong to each category. So we can say dot value count counts. And if I run this code, you will have the frequency, and you can see that there are 244 cars with medium category, 85 cars with high category, 16 cars with low MPG category. Okay, so now what we want to find out is a relationship between this categorical variable MPG, and let's pick up another categorical variable such as origin. So origin is a categorical variable. You can see that the values are USA, so on and so forth. So in order to do that, we will first create a contingency table. Contingency contingency table, and we'll use Pandas crosstab function to do that. Okay, and my suggestion always is that you should look at the API. So this is the link for API for Pandas crosstab, and what crosstab does, it basically it creates a frequency table of the factors. So, and you can read more about this crosstab functions here, but effectively if you give it the two categorical variables, so we give it the first categorical variable, we give this crosstab function would be df mpg category, right? And the second categorical variable we want to give it is df origin, so origin, right? So we'll give this two categorical variables to this function, and when I run this, you will see that it has created a contingency table. So effectively what contingency table is that it basically says that for MPG category low, there are 0 European car, there's 0 Japanese car, and there's 69 cars in US. For medium MPG category, there's 51 European cars, 31 Japanese car, and 160 US car. For MPG category high, there's 19 European car, 46 Japanese car, and 20 US car. You can infer a lot of information from this, just from this contingency table actually. And what immediately you can infer is that in Europe and Japan, there are no low MPG category cars. In USA, the USA is the country which has the highest number of medium MPG category cars. But if you wanted to draw the plot for this, you can do that by plotting the table. So if it's a contingency table, you can say contingency table dot plot, and you can have this kind equals, you can have a bar plot here. And if I plot this, you will see you will see this plot being generated, and this plot basically is whatever the value is in the contingency table. It effectively shows you that value in the form of a plot. You could also use a stacked plot. So if you give it another column, another parameter, stack stacked equals true. It's just the same thing, but it's just it plots it stacks things up. So instead of this one, it just stacks it up. So it's carrying the same information but in a slightly different manner. You can also generate the heat map. And I will, when I'm doing the plot, I will use this plot.figure. What this plot.figure does is it creates the plot on a new figure each time, right? So I could use SNS heatmap function, and the SNS heatmap function, I could give the contingency table as an input parameter. And if I generate this, you can see that this is the heat map. I can make this heat map more insightful by having few parameters like n naught equals true, not equals true. And what this will do is it will show the values in the heat map. So you can see that the low MPG category, Europe is 0, Japan is 0, and 69, US has got 69. And heat map basically shows the information in terms of the intensity of the color. One quick thing, you can see that this is a scientific notation. Actually, this basically means 1.6 times 10 to the power 2, which is 160, which is the actual value. If you wanted to not to use the scientific notation, you can format that. So you can say FMT equals D, FMT equals D, in which case it will show it as a integer, which is what you can see here. Okay, and my suggestion would be that you go and you have a look at the SNS heat map API in order to further fine-tune your plot. Okay, so what we have learned in this tutorial is how to show the relationship between two categorical variables using using contingency table. And a contingency table is effectively each category, how much are the values it creates, what's the frequency. That is what the contingency table shows. And we generated plot like this and heat map like this to convey the information. Thank you so much.